Hello there, everybody. It is me, No Name of Seven Spore, and today joining me is,
Hey there, I'm Trisha.
and we're back with Rule the Waves 3 as France in October of 1940. Um, Currently at war with Italy. I want to, I want to explain a little something about the current situation with Germany, because Germany did that thing where they're like, "Oh hey, let's just invade Greece." Um, what is it with Germany and invading, or what is it with Germany and blitzkrieging Greece? It
So,
always is Greece. It's always Greece every time.
easy target often isn't controlled by anyone.
Yeah, it's always Greece. It's just every time I've seen this happen, it's Greece. But I mean that racketed up tensions. We avoided, or we avoided war, but war might come really soon with them. That's a very big worry right now. But they're aligned with Japan, who hates Italy. Japan might go to war with Italy.
Hmm.
And we're at war
That's,
with Italy, so that would make Japan our ally if this happens.
it. I wonder if that could cancel out the war with Germany if
I
it turns into a
think it,
three-way war.
well, I think it would cancel out the war with Germany is the thing. I think if Japan joins me against Italy, this war with Germany doesn't happen. If Germany declares war on me, though, then there's a very good chance I will have to fight Japan later on down the line.
Hmm.
So right now, this is literally try to not go to war with Germany, um, try to get Japan on my side, and hope that I can win like a major battle or two in the Mediterranean if war with Germany is to come, because I would really need to, severely knock out big portions of the Italian Navy if I want to be able to pull my forces back to be able to deal with the Germans in Northern Europe.
So you're going for the Japanese strategy of one big battle to knock out an
Yeah,
enemy
one or
first.
two, one or two. I'm okay with a couple grinding battles, but yeah. I mean, I've had it work before. Had it work against, or yeah, there's times it's worked. There's times it hasn't.
That
Um,
that's the weird thing about rule the waves, where it actually something like that actually works to knock a player out of the war, an enemy out of the war, unlike in real life where that strategy was had a major fault to it.
yeah. Um, there are times it works. There are times it doesn't. But like, yeah, that would buy me the time to move the navy to deal with Germany. Battleship engagement, battle in support of land combat, accept, yes. Fleet battle.
There you go. Oh,
Just keep. This is probably not the cruiser I want fighting this action.
I
Um,
figured Italy would be out of the war at this point with that how much VP you have compared to them.
Actually, I get two cruisers, so I get Admiral Saint Cyr of the Emile Bertin class and a Dubity Trois
It I
of
would be
the
very
Eiley
careful. That
class.
might if you're getting two cruisers, it might be a heavy cruiser.
Might be. Um, oh yeah, it's the Dubity Trois class and the Dubity Trois. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. Um, if there are cruisers I want, these are two pretty good ones to have. Although my max speed is 26 knots because Dubity Trois is not up or has had engine issues. Okay, so we don't know.
It looks like a small target at least, and it's running away.
Okay, what are you? Want to get you sighted. Actually, I need you guys not in the search line. I need you line ahead.
It's running away. It's
It
getting
is.
ahead of you. I would say detach. Just run after it with your flagship.
I can't. The flagship's too slow. And
Oh, the
it's nighttime.
flagship's too low.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think both of these are too slow. We haven't been. They need engine rebuild soon. Do they? Are they both stuck at 26? It must have been designed for 28 and they're now stuck at 26 because they've not been modernized in long enough. was modernizing a lot of the older cruisers, which actually puts me in a weird situation where I probably would have rather had like my older cruisers, because they're the modernized and fast ones right now,
Right.
and have equivalent armament. Outside of some of the De Trois class, some of the those are not upgraded. Anyway, yes to all.
Oh
It
well.
was an
Yep.
enemy
It was a
CL.
light cruiser.
That was
Oh yeah.
yeah, we could have beat that thing, but yeah, it was running away
Easily.
at 28 knots.
That's a tiny little cruiser. That's like a
Battle was a
that's a
draw.
foreign state.
That was not the battle I needed. Guess Italy's acting as a fleet and being right now my force, and the Med is probably a little bit too strong for them. The anvil's in the yards. Two cruisers finish the reconstruction.
I have a question. Have you had the trying to think.
Oh, compromise piece. Come
Oof.
on, I spent all that time
Oh.
invading Libya.
It, that's when you have a VP that much different, you should just get like a territory or two.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Um, well, I was expecting to fight battles today,
Might
and
still, seeing
I kind of don't want to be doing all the post fleet management stuff. I'm 7 minutes into this episode. I'm like, do I just suddenly leave
I'm
my viewers with an 8 minute long episode?
I am all for a fleet management episode if you're up for it. I love talking
Okay.
about ships.
Yep. So, yeah, that was a lame way to end that war. I spent
Mm.
all that time invading Libya and wasn't able to take it. Come on, game. That was
That
lame.
that's happened to me twice before also, where I've massively beat the enemy and it just becomes a phony war.
Yep. Um,
I feel like it's either something the devs need to work on or a mod that you can get
yeah.
to
To be fair, the Russo-Japanese War very much wound up that way historically.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I think I scrap all these old, the
Yep,
old,
scrap them. All
anything
the
that's
old.
like too slow gets scrapped.
I
Like,
often go by year instead of speed, but
no, I go by speed. With those
but
scrapped, that should free up radar sets. It does not free up radar sets. Come on.
right,
Um,
any old battle cruisers you don't need anymore?
they got modernized too
No?
lately.
Huh?
Modernized
Okay.
1937 with new engines and reliable engines. And plus, like, that's a 28 knot ship. If I keep her around to the missile age, strap missiles to her.
Right. What
Um,
about your light cruiser force? Is it like very outdated or might be
all.
might be might be time for a new cruiser might be time for a new light cruiser to replace all the older ones?
Hey,
Because
wait, hold on.
you saw there how they're just getting too old in the tooth.
I'm not getting. Wait, why were my ships slowed to 26 knots? What the? Okay, yeah, Doobity Twa could only go 26. Um, I was
In
trying to
19
speed up one of. No, these are new enough. They're 29 knots still. I don't know why that didn't accelerate, or why it didn't let me accelerate that ship. That's odd. Um, anyway, guess everything go into the reserve fleet. Everything else, everything which is still pulling back to Northern Europe, still pull back to Northern Europe. Guess right now, I can scrap that carry or that old carrier. Hold on, let me get rid of her aircraft divisions. Actually, I will need to do that later. Scrap the
Hey,
carrier.
I was gonna say might want to wait, might want maybe take the unit off. You can save the experience.
Uh, the thing is, naval aircraft are expensive in peacetime, so I'm actually going to disband most of the squadrons.
Okay.
Um, I'm going to bring my research budget back up to 12%.
You know how there's like I just had an idea. You know how in you can have a officer school, right?
Yeah.
What if you could also have a flight school where it would take older experienced squadrons and use them to train up new ones at a bonus, but you lose that
That, that
very
would
experienced squadron.
that would be
Basically,
very interesting, actually.
you sacrifice like the one good squadron for from in turn a bunch of lesser squadrons into decent ones.
Okay, so
Because that's how the U.S. did it in World War
yeah,
II.
yeah. Let
The
me.
the
Why are you
in World
guys
War
not in the
II
home areas? Move ships back to Northern Europe, please.
in World War II, there were two separate ways that people did pilots. There was the German method of you're a very good pilot, stay on the front until until the war is over or you die. Which, yeah, you'd get that one ace pilot that has like 40 kills, but none of the experience was ever shared.
Yeah.
Where the
Oh,
US would take a pilot that's got 10 kills, knows what they're doing, and have them turn into a flight instructor that could turn those, like, say, 20 raw pilots into a pilot
pilot.
that can take 10.
Yeah. Um, I think right now, so I need to finish up modernizing the de Goitois class to the current standard, and that would basically leave me in a situation where, in
What does it
terms,
look like?
hold on, I have to show. I'll have to show you the old de Goitois and the modernized de Goitois because they are very different ships.
Hmm.
Um, there we go. Send her in. So this is the old de Goitois, so pretty obsolete.
Yeah.
This is the new de Goitois.
Ooh, definite upgrade.
Yep. That is why I am sending these older ships in.
I would think about in the next 10 years, like in the 50s, how you're gonna do your fleet. Are you gonna keep the old light cruisers you've had for 30 years, or are you gonna make a whole
Mm,
new set that are
That's a good
super
that's a good
advanced?
question. I think there's a very reasonable chance that the 27 knotters get scrapped. Although
I
I might make that decision on the Trouds separately.
I would personally try to go for a 30 knot cruiser. Like
Yeah,
19 once you get to 1950, look at getting a 30 knot cruiser that's super
yeah,
light but has amazing AA capability.
yeah, possibly. The thing is that it is possible for me to modernize the Goitois, the Isleys, or the Goitois and onwards to 30 knots. What is the hull form of the Trouds? What can that take? Can you go 30? Yes, they can. Wait, no, that was an open design. Open design for rebuild, sorry. Can you go 30 knots if I need you to? You can. Assume you can't go 31 though. Yes. Okay. So the
30
Trouds
knots
are,
seems respectable.
yeah, Trouds are modernizable to 30 knots. Cosmos are what are you modernizable to? 29.
Yeah, those would
That,
be gone.
yeah. So these are these are probably gone. These are definitely gone. Those are middle. Um, rest of these can stay. I think
Hmm.
Baron gets scrapped right now. She's slow ass carrier.
The wait, the Baron?
Yeah,
Messi?
she's 24 knots. 23 actually.
Oh, can I at least see the design before?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yep. Too
Well,
bad.
salutes. Goodbye.
Okay.
I always give my ships a little salute after a long service.
Yep. All right. So I am going to just first of all, I'm going to start reserving all the air bases to save more money. And then I'm going to disband a number of the aircraft squadrons on these bases. Because it's like I'm spending what 9,500 on naval aircraft right now.
Mhm.
I don't need to be. Here, I'm just gonna move all those to reserve, all to reserve.
Refresh my
Um,
memory. Your aviation tech is at normal speed, right?
yes. So those are the squadrons I will be disbanding. I will disband the squadrons on Lafayette. I will be disbanding the squadrons on Rochambeau, even though we might have a lot of kills, and I will be disbanding the squadrons on Ville de Paris. Yeah. Then go here, disband. So that cuts my carrier or my carrier aircraft down. My naval aircraft's now at only 5,000 a month, and that is basically 3
Respectable.
template units now. That's saving me, 4,000 a month. In terms of engine rebuilds, Triumphant and Paris are probably getting pretty close to needing one.
Mm.
France desperately needs one, but the issue is I probably need better machinery tech because I want to get her up to 26 knots, and I just don't have
Ooh,
the
that's
tech to do that
so
right now.
slow. How did that go from 23 to, oof,
21,
yeah.
so down 2 knots.
Those French engines.
She's been in service since 1921.
Yeah, you know what? That would do it.
Yeah, that's why she is so slow. Um, okay, so I think that is all that. I think right now I probably do need new carriers. Actually, first of all, these need rebuilds, or at least adjustments, so get an extra radar limit on them. Not really all that much I can stick on them because they're kind of weight limited. We can improve the main guns. I'm starting to slow down a little bit, but oh well. Maybe there'll be an engine rebuild in the future, but a 28 knot carrier is not bad.
That's serviceable, but
Yeah,
it's definite, like,
yeah.
come
Those.
1950, that one's on the chopping block.
I mean, that's engine rebuild territory. Like,
I. Mm,
yeah, because an engine rebuild is cheaper than building a whole new ship. That's like, oh yeah, no, I can refit the engine and suddenly, get her up to 30 knots, for example.
right.
Um, she'll slow down to 27, but her base speed was 29, so I can get her back up to 29 or up to 30. Um, all right, so I think I am severely low on aircraft carriers right now.
May I
Um,
suggest more light aircraft carriers?
uh, Probably not a good call because I'm gonna have 4.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I,
I've always
two.
been curious, would it actually work having those in, say, like convoy escort duty? Like,
I
what would that do?
I don't know. I don't think that would work particularly well. What ships are slowing down right now? So Duquesne's, Admiral Sharner are slowing down a little bit. This Colmar's slowing down a little bit. Wow, her that cruiser's full rebuild was in 1930, so no wonder. Um, so I'll just kind of allow that right now. All that stuff's going on. I probably do need to get more battleships in service relatively soon. To replace the ones I scrapped. But right now priority is on getting more aircraft carriers. Oh, I should have upgraded the plane look from biplanes to non-biplanes.
Oh,
Oops. Okay, so this is the previous Penleve class. Maybe I should go with What about an armored carrier? Like some flight deck armor on the new ones.
that would be a good idea considering how often you're fighting in the med.
Um, 30 knots, aim for that. Get TDS 4. And then here's what I'm gonna get. Clear all the graphics.
Yep. Can you make her bigger?
That's the intention. Clear the superstructure.
Oh, geez. Starting fresh.
Upside limit exceeded. Oh, I know. Radar limit. Can't do 6, right? Yeah, I can only do 3. Um, why did the topside weight go down?
When you add radar?
No, not when I added radar. It was just I added the flight deck armor. Did that? Oh, that adds topside load. Interesting.
Oh yeah, it's a thicker topside, so
Yeah.
you have to account for, well,
Okay.
everything.
Okay. So there's like 400 weight remaining. That's fine. Might reset slightly. Yeah. Actually, she's new enough. Should probably invest in better in that sort of stuff. Because that means, reliable engines, less refits in the future. I'm going to switch to late dreadnought on the guns. Okay, let me start by adding um, the white, the red, and the blue. So let's stick the white back, maybe there. And France blue. This will look a little small on the carrier, but I think it'll work. And then France, or CV France red. Okay. Link structure 3 and 4 are what I'm using for the flight deck. Um, oh wait, hold on. Do I have flight deck catapults unlocked yet? I do. I should add those on. How did that increase topside load? I don't know. I should have probably refit the other ships with flight deck catapults thinking about it now, but well, apparently I screwed that up.
What about
They're
side elevators?
they're fitted. I will add them in as decorations. Was doing a lot of work on the Japanese carriers in a succession game. Different succession game to what everyone else was playing. And yeah, that seemed to work out pretty well. That's a good flight deck, isn't it?
Let me see. Uh, if I may be honest, it's a little thin.
A little bit, but
It's a little thin. Like if you think about it, like if that's supposed to be what, a 4-inch gun right there,
yeah.
that plane has maybe like 5 feet of clearance between the guns on that one strip of. If you have an average plane, that's gonna be like 5 feet of clearance from on each side of the plane right
Okay, I'll
there.
extend it a little bit. Probably more like this, I would assume.
Yeah, there you go.
So, make the gun cutouts a little smaller. Although do remember she is a 38,000 ton carrier here. Okay, that can work. That's a little thicker. Um, okay, so then 3, I want to do like some of the extra stuff, below the, or not, like, you know what I'm
I was
saying, like stuff here.
I, I was also gonna say, what about in the middle of the flight deck? Why not extend that out a little bit?
I, I mean, she's an older carrier, so I don't think that would be much wider. Because
I
yeah,
I think it'd be a neat idea to have it where, like, in the middle section there between the guns, it would be like maybe another 20 feet wider on both sides, so you can park airplanes, but also have room for landings. It'd be an interesting French idea.
I think that's just a little bit too modern. Um, okay. What if I do like this as a
Nice.
layer?
Looks good.
Thank you. This is a little fat over here, but oh well.
To your point of her being an older carrier, she is modern technically at
Yeah,
1940.
barely. She'll commission. I mean, she'd be the equivalent of like an SX then.
I guess.
Um,
For me, France always has like weird designs when it comes to their ships.
yeah.
For instance, their only aircraft carrier had a weird ass elevator that had like the deck on top of it, and it would go up, and then
Oh yeah.
that's that's what I mean. Where I'm saying like if the middle section was wider, so you could park aircraft while planes are like taxiing or even taking off, that would be
Yeah.
a very French thing.
Oh, here's what I'm gonna do. Add visual. I want it something in the CV area. What is it? What am I thinking of?
Center line.
No. Maybe a
Mm,
warning symmetric black.
where does that go?
I'm thinking putting it like back here.
Interesting.
And then what I do is I take line 5, do kind of a center line thing down to about there. Maybe I'll do like, eh, I'll do a couple, do a line forward to the catapult, that back, out there, and then go back there. That's looking pretty good.
That looks very good. Yeah, lines
Um,
up with the catapults too.
yep. Let me get catapult for prop 120. Um, just kind of like,
Would they be hanging out over the edge?
yes,
Neat.
which I know was done on a good number of historical carriers, so
Mhm.
that looks about perfect. Yeah, there's the forward catapult set. So structure 6, I can do an asymmetric layer on top of here. Funnel-wise, I will do asymmetric funnels. Probably going with... What if I do like 2 funnels on this side? What if I do them kind of like
What
here?
about instead of two funnels? Since it is 1940, what about a big funnel? Think like Saratoga.
Possibly. But I think 2 funnels is just weirder. And
I
more weird is more French.
I don't know. Like the Saratoga's pretty weird.
Yeah, but like big funnels are overdone. I do them a
Mm,
lot. I kind of like them, but I kind of want a dual funnel thing going on here.
all right.
2 back-to-back funnels.
Yeah, very French.
Yes.
I wish we had a visual that's like the side out funnel, sort of like a Japanese carrier.
I mean, you can do that with the superstructure thing, but yeah,
I guess it's
that's how they
a bit
usually do it.
tough.
Um, let me get the other things on before I add in the remaining superstructure bits I don't have.
Like wait, she's 38,000 tons. That is
Yeah.
how big? How big was the Enterprise? That
Smaller than
was
that. Enterprise was, I think, in the like 26 maybe? 26,000, 24,000, somewhere in that range.
right.
Um,
May I suggest for to make this very weird Frenchy, three elevators.
I think I will add 3 elevators.
That would be
But
very cool to have like
2 of them will be side elevators since that tech is unlocked.
yeah. Or I was gonna say like one side elevator, like rear half of between the guns, and like one forward, one aft.
I'm thinking just 2 side elevators and then one somewhere amidships. Maybe like this elevator here-ish, or here. That might be.
I don't know.
I'll think about that location in a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, what would a plane look like on this? Because you got to think about like
yeah. What? Thinking side elevator there. What if? Hear me out.
I like it. That is extremely French, and I like it.
We balance the side elevators on both sides of the ship. That
Mm.
is so cursed. I love it.
Well, is it cursed though? Think of it. You could have two aircraft up right where they need to be at one time.
Yeah. Um, a fly just buzzed in front of my screen. That is so never not gonna annoy me or anything like that. I am so not like internally seething right now a little bit at a fly.
German spy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm honestly thinking about those the wing elevators, I guess you'd call them. That would kind of be cool. Because think of it. You would have it where two planes would get ready, or four planes even, have two on each elevator, up on deck, all out in one go, instead of it being like say on one side you'd have to sort of maneuver around everything being worked on. It's an interesting concept. I might actually use that for my naval art fleet.
I would recommend not, but okay.
Why?
I do not think I've come up with a clever idea here. I think I've come up with a cursed idea, which I'm just wanting to use for the fun of it.
I'm just thinking, in a practical sense, it would kinda help with organization.
And if I do one maybe here. Yeah, look at that.
Ah, brilliant. Looks good.
Yep. I'll probably add layers on top of that, but
I was
good
gonna say,
start.
what about a little mast
Oh, definitely.
for radar?
Oh, definitely. Um,
This is shaping out to be a very good carrier.
yeah. Okay, so I still have, two full layers here to play with. I think I'll make one symmetrical and one asymmetrical. Um, I'll put the asymmetrical
Places.
one on top.
I was gonna say places for smaller guns like the 20s and.
Exactly.
Mm,
So we do, how about like, honestly, like this. Hold on, let's go there. Let's go there. So we'll have a layer pop out from underneath that. We'll have it go there. Have a little thing there. Um, that doesn't extend particularly well down here, does it now? Um, guess I do this. Or maybe here, then snap over. I can cross this as I like.
nice.
Okay, and then asymmetric superstructure for 2. Um, I'm trying to think where I'm going to add stuff.
What about on the port side in between the guns? Maybe spots for bigger caliber like the 37s. Because you have medium guns, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Um,
Then positions for the medium guns.
do what if? Actually, no, I'll be back up later on, so when I'm back up, I'll add some more in. I can kind of cross over here. Here maybe. I do. we'll do a little thing over kind of nearby this elevator. I'm gonna go back this way now. Then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do a little spike to the sideways. A little antenna thing.
Nice.
And I probably want to get another one in, so I'll do another one over here-ish.
Could also be the
And then I'm
it could
out
be
of
a
points, so I think I will stick one up here. Okay,
nice. That looks really good.
thank you.
So those would be antennas?
There's some weird like side antennas on some carriers. You actually
That
look it up.
that does make sense because you don't want
Yep.
having a bunch of antennas above
Yeah, I
the
think they're
ship.
folding. I think they're folding antennas. So you fold them up when you're not conducting flight ops and fold them down when you are.
There you go.
I think that's how they mostly work. I think there'd normally be more of them, but even on like some of the, default blueprints you'll see some of those. I wanted CV Island 3 as well, like up here. Maybe let's try CV Island 3B because I think that one's pretty good too. How does that look up? Nah, too big. And 4 maybe? Way too big. What is 2? Doesn't look good. Yeah, okay, CV Island 3 I can put on here basically, and it adds kind of another layer
Right.
on top of that. Um, any other vital? I'm trying to think, are there any other vital things I need before I start adding planes? Oh, right, arrestor hooks. I forgot that on one of my Japanese carriers. Um, which was annoying because, like, other than that, that was the best looking ship I've built, or probably the best looking ship I've built in this game. I gave it
You
like the Japanese deform pan or deform camo
yeah,
on the
that
deck.
I saw that. That was incredible.
I forgot.
Maybe you could just have it be as well. The camo is so good that the arrestor you can't really see the
Oh,
arrestor wires on it.
yeah. Currently, I gotta go with a slightly smaller arrestor gear. Let's
Yeah.
try 70 foot. Is that
Oh,
aligned?
that's
I'm going
that
slightly too big.
looks. I don't know. That looked good, but
I was close. I think I
I
need to
would
go
say
one size
it
smaller.
would it would be too big because think of it, if the arrestor wire like snapped or something, it'd be going over the heads of the gunners.
Yeah. So I think I need like this.
How do
Uh,
you get it dead center like that?
Alt.
Alt. Okay, I gotta remember that. That's actually very handy.
So something like this could work. Maybe 3 things of the arrestor wires, because these early carriers had or earlier carriers had a lot of arrestor wires.
Yeah.
I could set them up like
D-
that.
would they be spaced out like that or?
I don't know if they'd be spaced out quite like this. Realistically, I might have a fourth, but this saves me a decoration.
Yeah. I I like it whenever I make my carriers. I like to have as many planes on the deck as possible.
Mm,
I like that look.
yeah. I'm gonna do a little, maybe an 8-foot circle. Nah, that's too small. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm putting a rangefinder, 10-foot rangefinder, right about here.
That looks good. Yeah. Tower on it or tower behind it?
Tower behind it, I think. Um, the question is, what sort of mast do I want to do? Do I want to do regular mast, or do I want to just kind of like stack stuff?
May I suggest the if you look up antenna, you'd have the actually no, mast.
Yeah, mast.
Look up mast.
I'm here in the mast section, so
Oh, okay. Well, go up the up mast antenna star CA4.
this thing. Yeah, that's not bad. I actually like combining this mast with another one. So I will do that.
Yeah.
In this case, I think I will go maybe mast tripod for destroyer's medium. That fits. And I put the antenna star below that. Maybe even a little bit in front of it. No, I think I put that like directly on it, like there. I'm actually gonna add a little circle in front of it, like maybe an 8-foot circle. Should I add a parabolic dish, or do I think that the radar isn't advanced enough yet to do that? I don't think it's advanced enough.
1940. Yeah, it wouldn't be a parabolic dish yet.
On the other hand, I have another weird idea. Because the radar would be kind of a flat thing, right?
Oh yeah, that looks good
Uh, Actually, I
with
might
Death
move
Star
that
tracks.
back. Yep, might move that back slightly.
One thing I like to do for advanced radars is have the rangefinder in a parabolic dish right in front of it to make it look like one of those radar 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 you know those later radar ones that would also have the rangefinder on it.
Yes, I know. Actually, it would be more like the radar's part of the rangefinder system, I
Hmm.
think,
Yep.
where you get both at once.
How many decals do you have left?
I don't know.
Might want to keep that in mind.
I'm gonna do rectangle 12 foot, I think. I've used a lot, so probably not too many more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I still have 6.
I think the carrier looks good as it does. Put 6 aircraft on the deck.
I don't think I'll do 6 aircraft, but I might do like I'll do a handful. Okay, so the question is which aircraft? 2 I
Not
think
that.
is,
Not
yeah,
not
two's
not
the
that
glitched
one.
one. Um
Try 4.
4 is
I like 4.
okay. 4 is okay. I think it's maybe 1 or 2 I like the most. Or not 1 and 2, 1 or 3 I like the most. 1 and 3 are probably the best looking.
Three's good as like a very small scout plane. Mm,
Yeah, I think 1 and 3.
I like 4 though because you actually have the prop there and
Fair.
it looks like a 1940s plane. The other two look the first one 19 the 3 looks like a very skinny scout plane and 2 looks
Or 1 looks like.
a little too yeah, the one on the left looks too thick. The one on the right looks too
I'll,
skinny to be a
I'll
fighter.
get rid of 3. I'll keep 1 because 1 could be like bombers.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, then 4 would be the bomber because it's way bigger.
4 looks like a big fighter for whatever reason
Mm.
to me.
We need more aircraft. We need more aircraft decorations.
We do. I mean, I made the biplane one, so yeah.
Oh, could
Um,
you send that to me? Like,
yeah, I could
cause I
after this is over, or after this is over. There we go. I think that is a good name.
that's
Pick a
that's
name.
Joyce
Ooh,
Bellew.
we could do Foch.
Foch. Ah, Foch. Yeah, that's yep.
Too many main gun mounts. I don't care, and I'm gonna make one last decorative decision on this.
And when this thing kills like a battleship or something, you can have the title of the episode be Foch you.
Oh yeah. Here are 2-inch guns cosplaying as, or 2-inch gun mounts acting as the anti-aircraft mounts.
Well, wait, 2 inch. That's like what's that in millimeters? 40.
Yeah.
So that would actually be about the size of a proper medium gun then. And
Yeah.
being French, it probably would have the Bofors 40 mil. I don't know about that one on the rear of the superstructure.
I think that looks fine.
I was gonna say, do you want to put a crane in here somewhere?
Actually, that's a really good idea thinking about it now.
Like on the side of the superstructure where it almost goes over, where it goes over the
Yeah, I think you have a right call there. That's why I stick a crane instead. Um, like this.
There you go. Yeah, that looks really good. And you're so good at designing ships. It's
You.
incredible.
Thank you.
I hope to aspire to this kind of detail once. I'm hoping to get better at it, but I do have some lame ducks sometimes.
I also have a lot of experience in From the Depths,
Mm.
too, as you are probably aware.
Yeah.
And all of you who watch my YouTube channel, yes, you're probably aware too. You saw the flag.mp4 videos, didn't you? You watched those, right? And the
Actually, I
people
might.
on I'm asking the people on YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube people who are viewing those videos, you saw the flag.mp4 videos, right? Which I posted. They're very short and they're basically just me showing off what I'm doing in From the Depths. Trying to find one of these guns. This guy, right? Yes, I want to move him a little bit more up. Actually, I'm gonna add another mount graphic over here too, just in between the two. I think that looks good. The
that's
anti-air.
a pretty airplane. Yes.
Oh, there's one gun I wanna. Yeah, this gun I wanna switch the position of. Set it to 0 and then like that. There we go.
How many? How many secondary? Medium air. So it has 11.
Yeah.
Does that count for barrels or gun or barrels or
I don't know
turrets?
if that counts for barrels or turrets, but I'm also assuming that these could model like some quad barrel light anti-aircraft guns too.
Yeah.
Um,
I I like to imagine every single like point is just the mount is like 11 mounts and whatever the gun would be with.
Give them little tubs as well. Yeah, little anti-aircraft tubs. There we go.
Nice.
I think that is the carrier Foch.
That's gonna be a good carrier to serve the fleet for a good 20 years.
Yep. Um,
I
so
mean,
okay, so
serve.
I have
Oh,
yeah, I have 12,000 budget. That's probably about 7,000 of that budget.
new
Um,
destroyer.
maybe. Although I don't think I have the time to do that this episode. Maybe what I will take a look at is an engine rebuild on Triumphant possible? And if I do, ooh, 29 knots is possible on these ships.
That would be excellent. That would turn into a fat. It is a fast battleship, but
Yeah, that would turn it into a faster battleship. Um, I'm not gonna go dual purpose on the 6-inch guns. That's just pointless. I would think about converting her into having
well,
a 5-inch
why?
SecBat, but I think the current SecBat is fine. The only change I might make to it is this.
I was gonna say why not? Why not dual purpose? Because then you have extra firepower against aircraft. It's 1940. Planes are getting way faster.
Okay, the first issue is that the heavy anti-aircraft factor doesn't actually change. Because there's two
Oh,
different calibers of dual purpose guns.
oh, there is. Oof.
Yep.
Oh well.
Um,
Also, I think your guns went a little screwy.
yep, they did. Actually, clear tertiary graphics, so add mount graphic.
Wait,
Yeah,
can you right click on the guns and mirror them?
yeah. I'm gonna add one
Okay.
there.
Learning something.
Uh,
Participate in like every 5 minutes participate in this.
yeah. And mount 2 there. Mount 3 can go there, and then mount 4 can go like back here. Nah, I want to go dreadnought mounts rather than late dreadnought. Okay. Um, I'll
Yeah,
throw in
I
some.
don't I really wish they had more options for the late dreadnought mounts because they look kind of bad.
We have improved secback guns. Yeah, I will upgrade those. Um, so that would get her back up to speed. The other thought, I want to see what the weight works out on this. Nope.
Nice.
Hmm.
You're gonna want that spacious accommodations later down the line.
Yeah. Barely fits right now.
That's a spare 20 tons for whatever happens.
Yep. It'd probably be something where the secbat gets changed out or whatnot, but I mean that's a fairly expensive rebuild, but I think, it's this ship's time to get it.
Better,
She slowed
better
down
do it
2
now
knots.
before
Yep.
war comes in 6 months.
Yep. Being able to go 29 knots will be very helpful to this battleship. And that would actually make her the fastest in the fleet. Might even consider the 28. Just leave more weight remaining. I mean, 28 would be cheaper too.
I would say 29 might be better so she can avoid torpedoes better. She's only got torpedo defense too.
Yeah. The other consideration is that if we have the or if there's the bare minimum weather slowdown event, the 29 knots is pointless, whereas the 28 is just like, oh yeah, no, that's her. She wouldn't be slowed down below 28 knots in that point. 28 knots is a weirdly meta speed.
28 knots then?
Possibly. I don't know. I'll go to 29. I'll go to 29. Paris will get the more expensive refit. I'm still waiting on France to get her up to 26 knots because she's just powerful enough. Well, actually, that's Triumphant going in. I'll wait till Paris loses another knot of speed to send her in. Fortunately, Corbett's going only 27 knots right now, but, that puts her in the battle division rather than the battle cruiser division. There's a very real chance I could move Triumphant into the battle cruiser division and then move something out. So that would probably be Alsace or one of the Richelieus out. Alsace out. Because like, oh yeah, no, I have these three 28 knot battleships. Oh, apparently Paris is of a different configuration. Oops. Okay then. Guess those battleships are going to be of different configurations now, and I'm going to have to redo the rebuilds on both of them.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yep. I rebuilt Paris during the war. Anyway, I think that is the turn. I think that is the episode. In 4 months we'll be able to get some new fleet carriers laid down. And, hopefully I'll have some extra budget. Maybe I'll put some more into larger docks while I'm here.
I'm curious, by the end of the 1940s, are you looking to make a super dreadnought?
That's a good question. I might consider building a battleship, but I might consider that like after the new after I get a bunch of new carriers, and like modernize a lot of the older navy.
You're gonna have to like think about later down the line if towards like 1945, 50, are you gonna be a carrier fleet or are you gonna have like carrier support for a battleship fleet?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Having both tends to be a little muddy.
Yes, but the thing to note is that if I take a look at the almanac, I have the second most naval budget right now. I'm only behind the U.S. And
wow, that's low for the U.S. What did they do?
The U.S. has a lot of fleet tonnage. Oh yeah, because I scrapped some battleships. That's probably why. Yeah, that only matters if I'm fighting the U.S. Everyone else, I have a larger budget than.
Yeah, you're sitting pretty good, especially with the new ships coming out and the refits.
That's annoying as a gray. I win two battles, sink a carrier, and get nothing.
Yeah.
Invade Libya and get nothing.
VP, nothing.
Yep. Anyway,
at that point, they should just pay reprimands for like 6 months.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining. I did a press for harsher peace negotiations too. Ugh. Or not press for harder. Continue the war.
Yeah. The game will screw you like that.
Yep. Anyway, thanks for joining me.
Sure. Always a pleasure.
Wow, what the fuck happened to my voice there? Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Links to my Discord and Twitch are down below if any of you are interested in any of those things, as well as a Community Rule the Waves Discord server. It is officially recognized, but not actually official. Outside of that, thank you once again, Naval Warfare Simulations, Matrix, and Slytherin for the free key for this, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Bye.